Hi guys, it's Crystal with Design Bundles. Today we're going to talk about the Cricut Explore 3 versus the Cricut Maker 3 and which machine might be right for you. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The very first difference that we have is price. The Cricut Explore 3 is $299 where the Cricut Maker 3 is $399. So you are looking at $100 more when it comes to the Maker. When it comes to materials, the Cricut Explore 3 will cut 100 plus materials and the Cricut Maker 3 will cut 300 plus materials. The Cricut Explore is going to cover things from HTV iron-on, from glitter to everyday iron-on. You have holographics, as well as you have adhesive vinyl, cardstock from paper to your thicker cardstocks. This can also cut fabric, but it's going to have a backing to it. You can do some leathers with this and things like that. So this is going to cover a majority of your crafting needs, maybe even small business and things like that. Now, whenever it comes to the Cricut Maker 3, you're going to have more advanced materials. For example, you have chipboard and wood. So there's a few different types of wood, and then the chipboard, which is 2 millimeters thick. Here, you can see how thick that is. You can do chipboard projects, puzzles, 3D projects with the wood. You have fabric. Whenever it comes to this machine, you do not need a backing to cut that fabric. So let's go ahead and talk about the blades. The blades, for example, this has your fine point blade, you have your premium blade, you have a deep cut blade, which is going to go in those thicker materials like leather and things like that. You're going to have a fabric blade for the fabric, and you can also use the foil pin just like so. Now this foil pin will work in both machines. Everything that this machine can do, the Cricut Maker can do. All of the blades that this machine holds, the Cricut Maker will also hold. Now, whenever it comes to the Cricut Maker's blades, they look like this. So they have a gear on them, and then the machine also has a gear. So what this means is this is called their adaptive system, and it uses these special blades here. So you can't use those in this machine. So where you can use the blades over here with the Maker, you can't do it in the Explorer. So with that extra $100, you're going to get those more advanced tools for, like I said, cutting your fabric with a rotary blade. You're not going to need that backing. You can do crepe paper and things like that. Now, a few more blades here. We have the knife blade. This is going to be perfect for your wood, chipboard, as well as some of your leathers and things like that. With the Cricut Maker, you have a scoring wheel, where with the Cricut Explore, you have a scoring pen. So it looks just like this, but you can also use the scoring pen in this machine, but it looks like this with a little tip. This is how you're going to get those score lines. And with the Cricut Maker, it's more advanced where you have 1 or 2 wheels. So you have 2 wheels for your thicker things like poster board. So you do have a little difference there as well. A few of those other tools are debossing as well as engraving. You can engrave on some thin metals or acrylic. So there's lots of different tools there when it comes to this machine. So when it comes to this machine, I would really recommend it for somebody that's maybe more advanced, whether it's in your hobby craft or your small business, and you're going to be cutting things like wood and chipboard and things like that. I would go ahead and spend the extra $100 and dive right into the Cricut Maker, so that way you can do everything you want to do. Both of these machines can cut 2 times the speed as their previous models. So this machine here has got 10 times force, so that way it can cut those heavy materials like wood and leather a whole lot better. Now you can cut wood veneer with this machine as well. So this does have a lot more force to really just cut that right the first time. Both of these machines can cut smart materials from 13 inches all the way up to 75 feet. That's right, you heard me, 75 feet. So both of these machines here, you can purchase this roll holder here to hold those big rolls of material. So that way, whenever you're cutting, you have something that's gonna really help guide that material in and out. So you can purchase one of these for both machines. So both machines have the smart materials and have the roll holder that you can purchase separately. Now, whenever it comes to your smart materials, both of these machines can cut those materials without a mat. So it's really nice because say for example, I was cutting out 20 shirts, they had the same black HTV, I could cut them out on one roll. I wouldn't have to do mat after mat, so it makes it super nice. When it comes to those smart materials, they need to be at least 13 inches wide, and I believe that you can cut 4 to 6 inches high. So it's really nice because you can do small pieces as well as up to 75 feet. So both of these can cut the exact same smart materials. Both of them can cut without the mat. When it comes to your print and cut, both of these machines are going to handle it the exact same way. The material would cut that up to 6.75 by 9.25. Now, both of these machines have a slot here for you to hold your iPad or tablet, phones and things like that. Both of them have Bluetooth along with the USB port on the side to help charge your device. So when it comes to trying to decide which machine is right for you, the best thing to decide is, do you have $100 more that you want to spend and invest in this machine because it's going to do everything that the Cricut Explorer can do and more? Are you going to be cutting wood? Or are you going to be cutting chipboard and things like that? Are you going to be doing fabric without the backing? So you would definitely want to go ahead and just go straight to this machine. Like I said, it's going to handle everything the Cricut Explorer 3 can, but much, much more. Now, whenever it comes to deciding the Cricut Explore 3 model, this is going to be for most crafters. Most small businesses, you can do that print and cut, make your stickers, you could cut out, vinyl projects, you could do the tumblers and cups, you can do signs, t-shirts, all of those things with the Cricut Explore 3. This is going to handle a ton of projects, and really it is enough unless you really want to cut some wood and chipboard and things like that. I hope this really helped you guys figure out which machine would be right for you in your crafting journey. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.